uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out that more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Building, sticking boys, fishing and sports on deck. What's good? Salute WCS Hot Grease Late Edition for show. I'm feeling the title. You know what I'm saying? I'll rock with that. You know what I'm saying? Salute WCS Hot Grease Late Edition and the building. Appreciate that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let me goddamn get this to color red. You know, I was rocking out the red today. So, of course, you know, it's all about boxing business, you know, media business, of course, moving and grooving. Today, I attended a private viewing, Andre Ward, S.O.G documentary for the Book of Ward. And it was outstanding, man. It was outstanding. As you see in the thumbnail, yes, it was star-studded. The man himself, Andre Ward, of course, was in the building. Good dude. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot more from Andre in this documentary. God dang. And man, shout out to Yaya, former two-time world champion. You know what I'm saying? Yaya that was in Creed 3. You know, we was we was actually sitting right next, right down in the front on the floor. For the month in Granite City. Where's our pick at? I didn't post it because it wouldn't go on the it wouldn't feel on the thumbnail right. Hold up for a second. I thought I did put it up there, but I guess not. But anyway, hold up. Oh, here we go right here. Yeah, we had a private screening by, you know, former multi-division, multi-time world champion Andre Ward. It was basically reflecting upon his documentary. Here go myself, Coach Lamont, Yaya. You probably know them from Creed 3. Yeah, we was in attendance. So the big deal about this is haven't been released yet. So we went to a private screening today and seen it from start to finish. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about Andre Ward in this screening, which I was saying, wow, that's that dude tougher than look, he tougher than I thought. Real talk. It's some things that I just didn't know about him in this documentary. But it's coming out June 2nd. You know, you heard it here. It's coming out June 2nd. And I think you're gonna like it. It's a Showtime affair. And I would encourage all boxing enthusiasts. I can't say boxing fans. I would encourage all boxing enthusiasts to check it out. It's really interesting, man. The stuff he had to go through in the early being with his parents, what he went through with him and his girl. Um, when they was in school, that was his sweetheart, high school sweetheart, and everything. I'm not gonna tell you the whole documentary out of integrity for my journalistic skills. I mean, journalistic and integrity, brother. You know what I'm saying? Um, he talks about he has man, the dude. Look, this was my intentions was right when I came into this game late, like 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 once I was out and my oldest son was in college and everything, I started covering MMA and stuff like that. But I really wanted to do something like this guy did, his brother, as he call him, DeAndre. Andre Ward allowed this man to film him and document him. He documented Andre forever and a day since he was a kid all the way up, man. And the footage that they have on him is just incredible, dog. Like they have Andre Ward when he was a youngin'. When he was a youngin', bro. When he was up there, boxing and sparring. And then, they have certain individuals that influence him during his boxing career. You're gonna see Roy Jones Jr. in there. You're gonna see Virgil Hunter. Um, you're gonna see so many other people. Marshawn Lynch, Damian Lillard. You know, he has so many people coming that's over from the Oakland area, right? And it's an amazing freaking footage because I think ultimately, if you're really in the game, that's what you want. If you are able to put the lens on an athlete of any sport when they're young up to this point and you don't even know what they're going to end up being, and then you go through all the trials and tribulations, all the injuries, and you don't know, like, just the way he got to the Olympics, dog, who he upset in the Olympics. Dude, he upset to get to the gold medal round. He upset a dude that haven't lost in 5 years. 5 years, man. I didn't know Ward was like that. Real talk. I didn't know he was like that. And I didn't know he had as many things going on with him. He found out to be tougher, than I thought. Like his injuries that he had, what he had to deal with, emotionally as a fighter, how people just didn't automatically pick up on him, and gravitate towards him as a boxer. Because when they had that Super Six series, um, before that, he did well in the Super Six series. But when he fought Darnell Boone, who I've met personally, I've met Darnell Boone. We had a conversation before, and for anyone who don't know who Darnell Boone is, let me give you a reminder. Okay, you probably won't see Darnell Boone unless you really know, you know how intricate of a role he plays in boxing. But Darnell Boone is 24 victories, 25 defeats, and 5 draws, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That this man got crazy. He got 54 bouts. He's what you call a journey, but he knocked Andre Ward down. They have that in there. They talk about what people were saying about him when he was knocked down by such a journeyman like this. He didn't have all these fights, these wins and losses back then, but Andre was still supposed to go in there and do his thing. And he did. He got the victory, of course. He's 32-0. But um just how people would turn on you in boxing and how you got to continue to stay strong, how he was, you know, um building up his legacy in boxing, one fight at a time. Um, how he was continuing to try to get rid of bad habits that he had in the amateurs. I mean, this documentary is pretty lengthy and it's very detailed and it's crazy, man. Like I didn't know, he was a rebel like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how tough he was in boxing and what he had to go through behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Um, they even had behind the scenes of, the Jermaine Taylor, Mikhail Kessler, Carl Froch. You know what I'm saying? Andre Darrell, he was there. I talked with Andre Darrell. I chopped it up with Andre Darrell. Um, Arthur Abraham. That whole behind the scenes deal that nobody really got to see. And how it kind of, like set him on the map. It set him on the map. That's when he won his title. He went in there, upset Kessler, and Kessler was supposed to be the guy. He was supposed to be the guy. But just the way he was moving through life, man, what he had to deal with his parents. That's documented that his parents was drug addicted. More so his mom longer than his dad. His dad he loved to death. That was his hero, as he said. But it's a lot deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than his dad just being his hero and all that. They had a really close bond to one another. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't know for a while that his dad boxed. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know for a good while that his pops boxed, man. And it was wild. I ain't gonna lie, man. He really impressed me, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I always looked at Andre as a good guy. I didn't know the mean streak he had behind him when he was fighting. Like, I didn't know he was that type of dude. I didn't know his sense of thinking. But he had somebody document him as a kid all the way up to where he is now as a professional. Like when he really started to win titles, when he went in there behind the scenes shit with him and Sergey Kovalov. Yeah, man. That that shit was crazy. Shout out to the apostles on deck. One love to the Archbishop, WCS, everyone in the chat. The apostles in the building to lift the hands and spread the good news of boxing. Hey, I'm gonna show you some Cam, and shout out to the apostles. Make sure y'all go support them brothers. I'm gonna show you some Cam that'll make you drool, bro. This is where we were. This is where we were today. It's gonna make you drool. It's gonna make you drool there, Cam. It's gonna make you want to stand up and give a sermon, bro. Look at how beautiful this cathedral is. And look, I didn't even get all of it. You know what I'm saying? I've been over there before. But look how beautiful this cathedral is, bro. Look, that is a church. That is a cathedral. One of the most prominent bishops down here. Now that's not even like that's the front half where he preaches. But man, that behind me and beside me, that joint, man, is beautiful. That's a multi-million-dollar complex. And even Cam would get up there and try to then put on a sermon. You know what I'm saying? It give you that vibe. It's like, wow, is this what being a mega preacher is about? Man, yeah. Shout out to the expert genius on deck, man. I just thought I was gonna put that up there for you, bro. Because that place was beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing, man. What's good with it? What's good? Yeah, man, it was crazy there, Cam. Man, that place a multi-million-dollar man. And it's a brother. It's a brother who's the bishop, man. It's a brother who's in charge. Man, I'm talking about parking lot for days, dog. I mean, I'm talking about space up in there for days. And look, you saw the camera crew, man. It's crazy, man. Anyway, They had a Andre Ward was in the building, and I'm gonna release some stuff that, well, I might, but I got a little video too, but I'm not gonna release it. Like I said, I hold true to my journalistic integrity. He asked at the end, he say, please do not release the video until June 2nd. Okay, pictures he don't care about. I took some pictures and stuff like that, but I already know the protocol for that. But he was just letting people know that was there. It wasn't a huge crowd. It was only a private viewing. You had to be, they had a special protocol for you to be able to view. Of course, your boy was there in the building, and like I said before, like what I've learned about Andre Ward's boxing career and how he made it to the Olympics. He didn't even want to go to the Olympics. He didn't even feel like the Olympics was something he wanted to do. And Virgil Hunter told him, said, if you don't go to the Olympics, you're going to regret that shit. And then he started going there and getting, start training. And then start going in there and start winning. And then he got to I believe the semifinals, and he beat that Russian who haven't lost in 5. It was the biggest upset of the Olympics. And then he went on to the gold medal round and beat the guy. And the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? He turned professional and all that. And they go through some of his fights that he had as a professional. You get to see some old school, man. It was crazy, man. I got to see him face some of the old school fighters, man. Like I saw Chad Dawson, the fight he had with Chad Dawson. Of course they showed the Kovalev fight, but I like the fight he had with Mikhail Kessler. I like that. I like the fight he had with Carl Froch. Carl Froch, he's a tough one, man. I actually was a fan of Carl Froch for real. Like, he talked this trash, but he backed it up. He talked about, how that all led up and the trash that was being talked about and all that. Yeah, man. Andre, this documentary proved that he was better than what I thought he was. Andre is one of those guys who carry himself in such a way that he's dangerous, because you don't know that he really has a mean streak about him. You know what I'm saying? He really is a competitor. You know what I'm saying? He's really, really a competitor, bro. And but the way he carry himself all straight faced, it you can't really get a read on him when he in public. This is something y'all might not know, but he ain't gonna be doing commentary too much longer. That's out the question. You're not gonna be seeing Andre Ward doing commentary hardly anymore for a lengthy amount of time. He's gonna be done, over with, period. He is going to be a bishop. He's going to be teaching the word of God. That's his calling. That's what he's telling us. That's his calling. He's not going to be there. He don't feel it's something that he wants to stay and do for a long period of time, because pretty much boxing is his passion and what he built his legacy off of and everything. But he don't feel like it's a long-term thing right now. He don't feel like that's a long-term position that he choose to hold, close to the sport that he's going to be attending all the time. He just don't want it. So he's actually ordained right now, and he's going to be teaching the word of God. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is something Andre Ward can't teach me. I grew up around church, man, and it was certain periods in church that a lot of stuff that was going on that I didn't understand. Which, the fact that I didn't want to go to church so much allowed me to basically do a little bit more research about theology, and not to be one of those individuals who's digging into each book of the Bible and learning about this, that, and the other. I tried to understand certain things about religion in itself. And to be a preacher, you truly have to dig into the scripture. You have to study. You have to know what your sermon is about. It's not easy. And then to be a boxer getting hit in the head, taking punishment, you have to be able to remember things. You have to be able to be a good speaker. And that's one thing that Andre Ward is. He's a good speaker. Plus, he has his NIL, his name, image, and likeness, which I believe he's going to bring in. He's connected now. Andre's connected. That cathedral that we was in, that wasn't a church now. That was cathedral. He's very well connected with people that I believe that's assisting him on his journey. And that wasn't the first time. They know each other. That wasn't the first time he was down here. Okay. But he's definitely gonna have to remember and study and immerse himself in the Bible in order for him to get in front of the congregation and continue to build that congregation, grow that congregation, and become a mega pastor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because he already has his image. They know who Andre Ward is. They know he was a former champion. They know he was a freaking former Olympian. I mean, you know what I'm saying? A gold standard champion. You know what I'm saying? A Hall of Famer. They know all of that. The man has that set in stone. But for you to go up there and talk and preach the word in front of people, you definitely have to know how to study the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna know how to do that to grow. But he's a dame. He's a bishop, and he made it. He made the point. He said, "I'm gonna tell y'all, it's really not out there." He told us some things, and one of them that he said he's not gonna be doing commentary too much longer. You know what I'm saying? And no, he's not coming back to the sport. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his kids, man, his wife. He talked about how, they end up, picking up a baby in high school. You know what I'm saying? She was 16. And he had to make it work. You know what I'm saying? He had to handle his responsibility as a man. And also his wife talked about how difficult it was for her being pregnant to go to school. Her mom kicking her out the house. And then that was when she was 16 and 18, they end up having a second kid. So the trials and tribulations that Ward went through, man, I would say, damn, this dude tougher than I knew. Like, I didn't think he was a punk, but I didn't know he was going through all that. Real talk, I just didn't know. And that was just like bits and pieces of it. I'm talking about how he was, going through boxing, how people was underestimating him, how they start to slowly but surely support him and get behind him and say, oh man, this boxer may be something special. You know what I'm saying? Then you see these. Look, that's the one thing about film, man. I respect people who go to film school and all that stuff, right? They got, diamond gems of footage of Andre when he was smaller. Like, that shit was amazing. How can you know that he was going to be on the journey that he was? How do you know he was going to be a gold medalist? They got footage when this dude was a kid, man, coming up. A kid. I got all this video and stuff as a kid and all that footage. That's why I said, like, when I initially came on the scene, I was trying to cover these fighters. That's the mentality I had for him to let his brother, film him and say, yeah, I want you to be a fly on the wall. I want you to connect. And that's what they did year after year after year after year after year. And then he got retired. He has all this footage and make it so bad. The guy who recorded the footage, videoed the footage, he was pretty much the director, producer, and Andre Ward was executive producer, and they got together and put this all together and shit. Man, it's a grand documentary. It's one of the best documentaries I've seen, man, on Fighter. Real talk. It's one of the best, man. I didn't know he dealt with all that. I didn't know he was that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? The mean streak he had in the ring and his mindset. I didn't know how he was outside the ring. Oakland. Being in the streets of Oakland. and going through what he went through with his pops, and his mom being on crack and stuff like that, his pops being on heroin or whatever, and then how he got off of it, and he was spending time with his pops, and they was training together and stuff like that. And then he talked about how his pops died. He said he had spoke to his pops, and then his pops called him, say, hey, they were supposed to go on a run. His pops called him and said, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good. He said, okay, no problem. And he went on his exercise or whatever. He said, his pops wasn't feeling good. I think a couple of days later, a relative called him and said, hey, I just want to let you know your dad is no longer here. You know what I'm saying? He dead. And this is Andre Ward. Um, you know, in the documentary speaking, what I'm saying? They're basically allowing him to tell his story while they're showing, but they're actually showing Andre sitting on the freaking couch, and as they go through certain bits and pieces, he's explaining, the events, and when he got that call that his pops had passed away, and his pops died from a heart attack at 46, and he was saying like it was probably a residual from all the drug abuse that he had over time that messed up his organs. That's why I always say, like, what you put in your body is everything. Now, that's not saying people can live a healthy life and still don't get sick. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that. But he was just talking about his pops in general. And, he looked at his pops as a hero and everything. It was good to see that he worked with his mom through the hard times, to get her off that. In the process of trying to, they talk about the the deal when he linked up with Jay Prince, that whole situation, him linking up with Jay Prince, and him signing with Rock Nation, that whole deal, and how it all went down. How he linked up with Jordan, the Jordan brand. That's crazy how he linked up with the Jordan brand. Like, what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they go through all that. How he linked up with the Jordan brand and all that. Um, it's a pretty lengthy documentary. I ain't gonna lie. It's a pretty lengthy documentary, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see him. They even documented when he had his injuries, bro. They even documented when he broke his hand, right? He broke his hand in the Super Six series, and his hand was swelled up. They showed his hand was swelled up bad, and Virgil Hunter came out there. I mean, came in there, and he said, "Then what did it come back with? What did it come back with?" He said, "Oh, it's just a bruise. It's a bruise. Your hand bruise. It's swelling up. It was like a softball." He said, "Yeah, it's just a bruise." And Dre is telling the story, and Virgil Hunter is telling the story too. So he's like, "Yeah, it's a bruise." Come to find out, his hand was broken, and it went back to Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter said, I wasn't going to tell him his hand was broken because he had another fight to fight. You know what I'm saying? So he went in there and fought the final fight of the Super Six when he beat Carl Froch with a broken hand, y'all. I mean, the news, he didn't even tell nobody after the fight either. But they showed actual pictures of his hand fucked up, and they said it was a bruise. So he went back into the fight with a fucked up hand and still threw it. And he say it got to a point, yeah, they was heading into the late rounds, and he, they show him throwing this punch, and he hit Carl Froch on the top of the head. And he said he just felt it like, damn, he felt his hand, but he still had to push through it. So he won. But the lead up to S.O.G, man, I'm not telling y'all everything that's in the document, but I'm just kind of giving you a little cliff note shit. They talk about the lead up with S.O.G, you know what I'm saying, and how he had killed the man in the ring, and how they was talking about, S.O.G, a real killer. He killed the dude in the ring. Dude is vicious. And Kovalev, when they faced off, shit, Kovalev was about that smoke, man. He was really, y'all seen the fight. He was really giving it the Ward. But in the documentary, they talk about what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? What was going through his mind, and what Virgil Hunter was thinking when he was in that fight. All that, bro. It was real. It was great, man. Sarkin on deck. What's good? It was great, man. It was really good, man. They got Roy Jones in there. They was talking about when him and Roy Jones was talking, you know, during this time when he was on the rise, certain advice he was looking for from Roy. It was a very cool documentary to see somebody embedded. They don't even know they don't even know if Andre Ward was gonna be who he was or he was gonna be a bust. He had a dude, he had his brother in there embedded all the time, filming him over day after day after day after day. That's motherfucking journalism. That's motherfucking. I mean, I'm talking about that's beyond. That's not even no journalism. That's beyond because it works all the way up to this point to get Showtime to with a deal with Showtime. Being he's had deals, right? He had the Jordan deal. Um, um, he had this other deal. I forgot what it was. Dang, what's the deal he had that he said he made the most money that he ever did? Um, I forgot what it was, but y'all can see it on Showtime June 2nd, man. It was crazy. Andre Ward. Hold up. Andre Ward shall be pound for pound king in 2012 after beating Chad Dawson, but they gave it to Floyd. The politics there, expert. Chad Dawson, man, he put a beating on Chad Dawson. And I like Dawson too back then. You know what I'm saying? I like Chad Dawson up then back then. But his chin, Andre tested that chin, boy. He took him to the post office. He took him to the post office and put a stamp on that motherfucker. Didn't he, expert? he put a stamp on there. And I also drove by the place, the gas station in Mechanicsville where Vernon Forrest pulled up, where Vernon Forrest pulled up and he was robbed. The street he ran down, and it was all coming back now because this is where I grew up at. But while I was down in that area, I knew I was going down that area to get to where I needed to be. So I went to the gas station that Vernon Forrest was robbed at, and when he went running after them down this street and where they dipped off, what all went down. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit more information as to what really went down. And what he did was they robbed him, and he had a little boy, his family member. I think it was his I forgot his I know it wasn't his son. I forgot nephew, whatever. But the whole point was that he ran down the street after the guy and couldn't catch him, but he did see a guy. So he asked the guy that he seen, sort of like you would run up on something. He's like, damn, where old boy go? Hey, you see so and so? Are you with him? Are you part of it too? Because they was just out there, and the guy said no. So Vernon turned around and walked away, and the guy shot him in the back 7 times, bro. You know what I'm saying? That place ain't no joke over there. And it's still a little run down too. But yeah, every time I'm over there, I always, because I used to see Vernon a lot. For real. I used to see Vernon a lot down here. Every time I'm in the area, I always, take a little stroll. Oakland is a tough place. Let's always talk about LA, but Oakland was tougher. My dad's people from Oakland. Yeah, Oakland ain't no joke, man. They got video. I'm telling you, man. This guy was embedded. I don't know how this dude had a life. The guy that was doing video, that's what he was doing. I don't know how he had a life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Incredible footage. You know what I'm saying? Incredible footage. Yeah, his nephew. His nephew. I never would have left my nephew, man. You know, I just would have shot down that man. It's and make it so bad. Vernon knew what area that was. He knew what type of place that was. Today, it's still the same place. It ain't nothing changed. It's just he took for granted the environment. You know, he asked the guy, "Hey, you with him?" The guy said, "No." He turned around, dude, cold blooded kill him. Boom, 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 boom. You know, gunned him down, bro. And the crazy part about it, man, is that he didn't even have his jury. He was already robbed. So he was actually moving away, going back to his car, and they took the man's life. So I can't imagine if he even was able to beg for his life. He never seen that shit coming. Oh boy. Hold on for a second. Y'all hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm back. I appreciate that, Blunts. Oh man. But shout out to the Son of God, S.O.G, Andre Ward, man. It was a damn good screening. Yeah, it'll be out 2 days. So y'all check it out. I just had to come on here and let you know I was in the building and everything. Got back not too long ago. Of course, everybody wanted to take a picture and everything. You know, so people, asking questions, carrying conversations, stuff like that. The usual stuff. The usual stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad. But it was good shit. I ain't gonna lie. It was good. You definitely need to check it out. Um and pay attention that this what certain people want to do, but that's a whole lot of work. Like the person that was videoing, I mean, all that footage, man. He got some priceless footage that he'll never ever be able to get. Like you only young once. He has footage of him talking in the camera, him as a kid, him just growing up, different, his whole maturation process of him growing up from freaking youngin to a youth to a young man. boxing and all of that, man, it's crazy. The footage they got is crazy. That's what people, dream about being there. But it takes a lot of your life away. I ain't gonna lie. I don't, you filming somebody that much time, you don't have a life. They're your life. And he was there too. He was on stage. Matter of fact, let me see that I upload a picture of them on stage. I think I did download it. I think when they was on stage. Mm, no, I did not. I did not. But y'all know what it is. Y'all get the picture. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me see if I can load one more picture. Um, I took a picture because I was right behind him. Yeah, let me show you this picture. Y'all hit the like button, man. I know it's late, but I had to come on here and talk about another media venture that I had. You know what I'm saying? And plus, the next broadcast episode, Channel 32, is coming out this week once they finish editing. And like I said before, they're snapping in, linking up the hosts together to be able to collaborate to get a feel for as far as dialogue goes, boxing and all that. So, all I'm saying is just be patient. Um, that's how it goes. They trying hope is to get a boxing channel going on down here in Atlanta and then build it up from there. There's so many branches out. Be consistent and to be able to extend the time. The time is short right now because that's what broadcasting is. You start off small until you get the sponsorship, then you get a more longer time frame to speak about the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like some people say, well, WCS, you barely don't do any panels. You be able to by yourself. That's what it's about. Like you got to be able to carry a topic or multiple topics or whatever the case may be. But here's my picture that I took sitting right behind Andre Ward when he was kind of snapping some photos and stuff of his documentary, because he actually sat down the entire documentary and then he went up there and talked after the documentary. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even watermark this either. So, you know what I'm saying? In case somebody's trying to steal it. That's Andre Ward right there. You know, the row in front of me. And the guy to his right is the one that did all the recording, DeAndre. He the one that did all the recording. The guy that you barely see in the blue. Well, that's Dre right there, with his documentary playing on two screens. To your left and right, port and starboard, and then directly in front of you on this huge TV screen. But yeah, that's what it was, man. But that's all I wanted to talk to y'all about, man. Um, just giving paying homage to Hall of Famer Andre Ward, and you know, just putting it out there that his documentary will be out June 2nd on Showtime. And this is the guy who works with ESPN, but Showtime, gave him a deal. You feel me? Which is great. Which is awesome. Um, what I was saying to Big Blunts and Boxing, yeah, I pretty much got your text that you sent me. And that's hilarious. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow morning. I'm definitely not gonna blend it in with this live stream. And I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow because Once again, he's in there working out and everything, but who you getting in shape for? Crawford? What? I mean, Tim Zoo about to fight Carlos Ocampo, you know. But we'll do it again another time, you know. Yeah, your boy was sharp as always. And for those of you that's over there, I'm gonna apologize to my listeners, right? I'm gonna apologize to the listeners for going over there with a dealing with two creators. You know what I'm saying? That was over there just trying to be haters, man. Real talk. These dudes, it's some weird stuff going on YTC. You know what I'm saying? Just the simple fact that they tried to, one of the dudes tried to act like he was going to bring up a picture of me when I was competing, as if it was something that I was insecure about. You know what I'm saying? You have some weird individuals. And the reason why I was over there because I got wind of it. Really? They didn't know it, but I got wind of it. I went over there like I was talking to them, but I got wind of it. And I say, this dude that's supposedly popping my chat every freaking 6 months, he gets mad because of my theory about how the fight's gonna go with Crawford Spence. All I'm saying is Crawford gonna knock his ass out. I don't have to go into detail. I don't have to give you film study. I don't have to. That's not something that I have to do. But they're so mad because I won't give Errol Spence no chance of winning, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about these dudes are so upset, bro. This dude was, look, I don't call people fat. I don't, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not something I do. But when you disrespect me like that, and I say I'm gonna go for what I see. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for what I see. When you start talking all this old man stuff and all that, you look in the picture. I don't know what this dude was talking about, but he was up here talking about I was fat and out of shape, and it just ain't the case. I ain't never been fat in my life, bro. And y'all that's in here, that's tuned in, that pretty much know what the heck I'm talking about, and listening in and don't want to come in and chat. It's all good, but thanks for my supporters, man. Continue to support the channel. We'll be back with the hot grease tomorrow. I just want to stop in here late, you know what I'm saying, and talk about the release this June 2nd. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down in a couple more days. So y'all hold it down. Support your boy. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. The comments came back. What's good, Warren? Vernon Forrest was just that guy. That was his mentality. We did him wrong. He didn't care. He was coming for you. That's why I like Bud. Reminds me of Vernon Forrest's attitude. You can have that attitude, but Vernon know very well what the streets of the A is. Especially the area he was in. To this day, I don't know why Vernon Forrest pulled over in the type of vehicle that he was in, and also who he was in life. Vernon Forrest wasn't the average civilian. He wasn't. But the fact that he pulled up over there and he had on jewelry and they rob him and he go running after him, I can only imagine what was going on in his mind. Like he's thinking about, okay, I'm a boxer. I can defend myself. Plus, from what I understood, he had a pistol on him. He never got a chance to use the pistol. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, just to see somebody out there and say, you got something to do with this. They say, no, I don't have nothing to do with it. And you turn around and walk away and they blast on you. They probably, look, them dudes, that guy who shot him never thought that anything would come of it. He'd just be another black man killed in the streets of the A. It's still killing down here. Even though they have attempted and they have succeeded with gentrifying a lot of the what is called the traps back in the day that you hear a lot of Atlanta-based rappers rap about. A lot of projects that was down here. I stayed a minute, walking from one of the worst ghettos. I didn't stay in the ghetto, but I stayed a minute from one of the toughest. Some of my classmates went up there. I used to go there sometime, and not everybody knew you was going there to visit, and you had to really let the people know that stayed there. Your classmates, you was coming over there. Else you would get dealt with walking over there. Especially from a certain side of of the street. You know what I'm saying? They had their own code, but they tore that down, man. They have townhouses over there, and they don't even know how many bodies was over there. They don't know how many souls was killed over there with all them townhouses and that blue water and that man-made pond and that tennis tennis courts and golf. Man, that was one of the worst places ever. They used to try to come over in our neighborhood and break into houses. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy, bro. What's going on, Christopher? How you feeling? Tyrese on deck. What's good? Yeah, the graveyard shift, man. You know what I'm saying? Graveyard shift. You know what it is. But yeah, we'll do this tomorrow morning. No. It's already tomorrow morning. We'll do this in several hours. You know what I'm saying? But y'all hold it down, man. Salute. Peace. I'm out.